Happy Friday, everybody. November jobs numbers are in, and growth soared last month with 266,000 jobs added to payrolls, while the unemployment rate inched down at 3.5%. Nancy Pelosi and House Dems are getting ready to vote on articles of impeachment, which could happen as soon as Christmas. And pops off. A voter in Iowa came for Joe Biden's family, and Uncle Joe got back in his face hard. Follow that stuff on thehill.com. And right here, we've got some other things you might have missed. Is Elizabeth Warren picking Kamala Harris's pockets? Uber fesses up, and it's got a serious problem with sexual assault. And climate change protests disrupt the nation's capital. I'm Jamal Simmons. Here's why you should care. Is Elizabeth Warren picking Kamala Harris's pockets? Actor Elizabeth Banks was a big Hollywood donor to Senator Harris, but on Saturday, Banks is expected to become an Elizabeth Warren donor at a big Hollywood fundraiser for the presidential candidate with a plan for just about everything. That's according to ABC News. Warren won't be attending the big dollar fundraiser herself, so the event is being held in her absence. Instead of the usual grip and grin photo line with the candidate, donors can pose with a life-size cardboard cutout. Senator Bernie Sanders got lots of attention for his celebrity posse with people like Cardi B, Ariana Grande, and Mark Ruffalo who support him. Before she got out, Senator Harris had a fun cooking segment that went viral with comedian Mindy Kaling. Our own Julia Manchester saw with her own eyes actor Rosario Dawson adding star power to boyfriend Cory Booker's entourage at the last debate. Now Hollywood's getting in the game for Warren. In addition to Banks, other big gets expected to attend the Warren fundraiser include Ike Barinholtz, we had him right here on Hill TV a little while ago, actors Busy Phillips and Adam Scott from Parks and Recreation, comedian Trayvon Free from Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, and Crooked Media pop culture podcast host Cara Brown. ABC also reports that many celebrities don't want to declare their allegiances too early, but Kamala Harris getting out of the race frees up support from some of the California crowd that is willing to endorse. Warren already had the support of singer John Legend, and Glamour magazine reported that his wife Chrissy Teigen admired both Warren and Harris. Maybe now Teigen will have an easier choice. Here's why you should care. Celebrities change few people's minds, but they do help a lot as surrogates. They can rally the troops, excite the faithful, and add a little shine when a candidate needs it. Uber just released its long-awaited safety study, causing the ride-sharing company to face some hard truths. It disclosed that 3,000 sexual assaults were reported on its U.S. rides last year, almost 6,000 over a span of 2 years. The claims covered a range of allegations from unwanted touching and kissing to rape. The problem isn't isolated to Uber alone. Ride-sharing competitor Lyft has also faced a slew of lawsuits surrounding sexual assault and plans to release a similar report as well. Uber's study paints a nuanced picture. It found that while a majority of the incidents reported involved drivers being the assaulters, there were instances of drivers being the victims too. The stats are daunting, but Uber notes that due to the breadth of rides total, the incidents are rare. According to the report, people in the U.S. took 2.3 billion rides using Uber in the last 2 years, and for 99.9% of those trips, no safety incident was reported. The Washington Post reports Uber's study is being widely applauded by sexual assault and advocacy groups, in part for transparency and also for the company's effort to work directly with groups like the National Network to End Domestic Violence and the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, or RAINN. Here's why you should care about all this. Experts say that sexual assault is a habitually underreported issue. The figures in Uber's report may not be wholly representative of the sexual offenses that occurred during rides. Even though the report tried to include the most severe types of sexual assault, it didn't cover types of misconduct like masturbation, verbal threats, or asking for sex. The company itself points out that the statistics are largely dependent on victims coming forward. While the number of incidents dropped from 2017 to 2018, now that Uber is being held accountable, that number may rise again. Climate strike activists are back at it again. This morning, protesters demonstrated outside of the World Bank in Washington, D.C. in an effort to keep the pressure on world leaders to do something about what many view as an imminent threat to our planet. The demonstration happened outside the Global Financial Corporation because organizers and activists say it is profiting and therefore contributing to the growing climate crisis. People gathered a few blocks from the World Bank at the George Washington University just as rush hour was starting. They marched on the main streets and avenues, causing major traffic jams. Protests are happening in other major cities in the U.S. and around the world, too. Of course, climate change superstar Greta Thunberg joined in. She was at the rally in Madrid. Speaking of superstars, actress Jane Fonda started the weekly Fire Drill Friday protests in D.C. to fight the climate crisis. She'll be at Franklin Square, where the climate strikers are expected to meet up with her. Why you should care? This isn't the first climate change protest we're reporting on. The changing climate is having an impact on the entire planet. As I said before, we can all debate the cause, but a lot of people fear the ramifications of a warming planet as they become more evident in our daily lives. Climate activists aren't sitting idly by as temperatures warm, seas rise, and storms get more intense. Thanks for watching Hill TV on YouTube. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we post new videos, and head to thehill.com for all the latest political news.